What's up, everyone? My name is Eric Davis. We are here live at 2018 San Diego Comic-Con. And you know, I have been doing Comic-Con for many years, and there are movies that you come and you look forward to seeing, and then there are movies that you camp out for. There are movies that are among the most anticipated to ever grace the Hall H stage. One of those movies, without a doubt, is Aquaman. We are here right now. Make some noise! Director James Wan and the cast.
Amazing cast.
What a great setup.
So what's going on? So we're at Comic-Con. We're gonna do Hall H. Who hasn't been here yet?
I've never been. So it's kind of nice to be able to say at this stage of my career, this is a first. Because I've done most things, I have to say.
But this is for getting in front of 7,000 screaming fans that are looking forward to seeing your movie is probably an experience that is unforgettable.
Just that energy. Yeah.
Right.
That's great.
Love it.
I mean, I'm dying to see it. And
That's why we do it. That's why we do these. Yeah.
Just experience it with a fan. That's the best part. Yeah.
So now, Jason, you've been playing Aquaman for a minute. This is like technically your third appearance as Aquaman. What the fans for this movie, and I see it on social media, the fans are just rabid. They want to see this movie. They want to devour it. What has been like a memorable fan interaction for you?
Okay, Aquaman hasn't been known for his costumes, his unique costume. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people have had him on shows and they made fun of him, so it's very. I'm always the original OG fans are the very tight orange and green, and it's always they've got like a little rubber ducky seahorse thing around them. So it's always interesting when I'm the one they come up to. You know what I mean? Like they always.
I wasn't quite sure I was referring to.
It's not like Batman where you walk up and look cool and everything. I'm very different than what the old comic books used to be. So it's always very fun to have them go like we really that they accept me and love the new Aquaman.
They dig it.
Yeah.
So, Miss Kidman.
Yes.
This is technically your return to the DC movies. You were in Batman Forever.
Yes.
Way back when.
Yeah.
What was it about sort of the superhero genre that said, you know what, I wanna give it a go again. I wanna be in another one of these kinds of movies?
Well, James offered me the Queen.
That'll do.
Can't say no to being the Queen.
No, you can't.
The regal queen, yes.
So yeah, that was, and to be able to work with him, I've loved everything he's done, and to be able to work with all these gorgeous people, I was just like, yeah, I would love to. And I want to do a film that my kids can see.
Yeah.
I do so many things that I have to say, no, you can't see that. So this gives them so much credit at school.
Yeah.
The boys at school are now like giving Sunday props.
They got the street cred right now.
Yeah,
awesome.
right now. They go, you are in the movie, right?
We're telling
like,
everyone.
yes, I am.
I promise you, you're in the film.
You know, the trailer just dropped, and it's visually just stunning.
Yeah.
And so, James, I want to just ask you for the visual inspiration for this film, just underwater in Atlantis, just some of this stuff, the creatures, it just looks extraordinary. And just can you speak for a minute about the influences?
Well, I mean, the biggest influence, and it's pretty organic. We pull a lot of the visual inspiration and aspirations from the sea, from the ocean itself, right? Just basing things on the creature, on maritime creatures, and landscape and world creation based on what we feel a civilization down there would build. So they wouldn't build houses or architectural buildings out of wood and steel. They would probably grow it out of coral, and it'll be bioluminescent, it'll be organic, and so that was the starting off point. And from there, we just keep growing it naturally.
Right on.
Yeah.
Amber, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of little girls this Halloween dressing up as Mira, and Wonder Woman was, I think, kind of the leading kind of influence for leading ladies in the DC EU. And sort of, who were your influences when you took over this character? Who did you look at? Any on the other characters or other actresses that kind of influenced your performance in the way you played this role?
Well, I love what Gal did with Wonder Woman. I love how she was handled by the studio, the filmmakers, and protecting the integrity of the kind of characteristics that we really need to see more of in female characters across the board, but especially in the comic book and action genre. So I'm excited to see a different type of woman, a different, I'm excited to see the energy behind seeing these more fleshed out, fuller, stronger, more empowered females represented in this genre as well as others. I'm really excited that we're doing it. And I feel really supported to be among filmmakers and other artists that also feel like that is something that we have to bring out more of.
Right on, right on. I'm coming over, Black Manta.
Hey.
Yeah. Let's talk about this. I have seen so much Black Manta fan art.
Yeah, man.
And people are into this character.
They're insane, right?
So talk a little bit about Black Manta. Now, I know I had spoken to James, and James, you said this is an origin story for Aquaman, but also an origin story for Black Manta. And so who is this guy when we meet him?
Man, at the beginning of it, you know, he is. I like to consider these guys good guys. Also, you know, he's a guy with a plan and a mission in life, and he runs into a big problem. You know, Aquaman being a big part of that problem that sets him on for revenge. And you said that the fans were so excited about this. I've been having a really good time going back and forth and talking with the fans, and you know, hiding with the costume was going to be like, that's the biggest thing that's causing all the buzz. You know, what does the suit look like? What does the suit look like? You know, I've seen him with spandex and, you know, a huge dome on his head. You know what I mean?
The garbage can over the head.
Garbage can. You know, the garbage can. There's so many versions, and
That's my favorite too.
But there's that shot in the trailer where you just see full Black Manta.
Yeah,
like,
man.
shooting
Yeah,
some
man.
kind of
And you finally
laser
see-
at
right.
Aquaman. What was it like seeing that shot, seeing that come together?
It was awesome. I mean, I lost my mind. I feel like I'm one of the fans, and I have been. I've been on the edge of my seat, even though I've already, you know, I know what it looks like. I know everything, but I still want to see the suit. You know, I'm like, James, release the suit. Release the suit.
I got
you
a little
know?
story. When Yaya came in to do additional ADR for the film, additional dialogue for the film, he heard what we did to his voice when he was inside the suit,
Oh,
and he
man.
just went ballistic. He was literally jumping all across the stage
Lost
like
it.
a little kid in a candy store.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was super cool.
Yeah.
It was
Right
very
on.
exciting for me as a director to see that.
Patrick, let's come over to you. There's a really cool kind of throne battle, like a throwdown between your two characters in that trailer. Talk about Orm. How does Orm separate himself from like other kind of sort of sibling rivalries, or you know, that kind of vibe that we've seen in films before? Like, what's different about this character and what he brings to it?
Well, I mean, yeah, the sibling rivalry I think is a given. I think the tension of being the full-blooded Atlantean versus the half-breed, I think that's all that anger, all that violence is actually pretty easy to play.
Yeah.
I think what was interesting and something that James tapped into is had this worked out another way, when they were kids, maybe if they had met earlier, maybe if the world would have been different, then maybe they would have got along. And I think it's, without being too sappy, I think when you're playing a scene that's got a lot of hate, if you play the love, it makes it that much more, the tension that much greater. Because like James always says, you want to invest in the characters. And that's something that James is really conscious of, and as were we. Because there's a lot of fights, spoiler alert. So we go at it pretty good. A lot of us do. But the interesting thing and what the movie brings, you know, I can't speak to other superhero films, ones that I haven't been in, but that it comes from a place of love. You see where these guys maybe had paths, and then they just veered off, and now can they ever get back together?
And that's for everyone, though. Also,
I mean,
Everyone
literally,
has
you could say
real
that for everybody, and
emotional
I think
stakes. You know, every character.
Yeah.
Right on. You
Yeah.
know, there's Atlantis isn't the only kingdom. We go to some other kingdoms in this movie, and so I'm curious, Jason, if you had your own kingdom, Jason Momoa kingdom, what would that vibe be like? What would that look like?
You never been to my kingdom?
I haven't been to your
does.
kingdom, so it exists.
Well, you're not
right
invited. But, it would have a lot of Guinness,
Yeah.
a lot of sharp objects, lots of fun, lots of meat, fire,
A lot of Carhartt.
a lot of
children.
yeah, a lot of babies running around having a ball.
TV, fires.
And a lot of rock climbing walls.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good place to go.
Miss Kidman, if you had a kingdom. Very
You haven't
different
been
from
to
that.
mine? Yeah, kind of similar. Maybe not so much Guinness. Diamonds and jewels.
What do you think is going to surprise fans the most about this movie? And when they walk out, what do you want them talking about?
Can I
Just,
get-
it's a different world. Like, we haven't seen this before.
the technology. You know, I mean, there's so many things. There's the emotional story. There's the journeys that every character take. I'm really looking forward to seeing the technology. How does this underwater world come to life? There's times when it looks like Indiana Jones. There's times where it looks like a Star Wars. There's times where it looks like something that I haven't even seen before. And I think that's one of the things that the fans are going to take away from it also.
Right on. Right
There's
on.
some super strong performances, and there's so much laughter. You can see it. We're not faking anything. We had a great time. The script was amazing from the get-go. He's a genius. Sorry. And so it's amazing. And the truth of it is, like, there's moments where it's just super tender, and you're gonna see where this guy came from and what he went through. And I think people are gonna be able to identify. There's a whole bunch of kids out there that don't have someone they can identify with. I think there's a big thing that a responsibility to be someone that was kind of an outsider and really identify with this. His first brown skinned superhero. Come on,
Right
baby.
on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
On that note,
There's a lot of islanders out there that are gonna be happy.
Yeah.
on that note, this December, the biggest movie of the year, Aquaman hits theaters. Give it up for the cast of Aquaman.
Foregone conclusion.